rather than a video, seeing as we have Lizzie with us, I thought we'd just interview you this morning. So Lizzie, for those who don't know about the Widows Project, can you give us a little brief rundown of what is the Widows Project? Why is the Widows Project? How did you come to be involved?
Sure. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And lovely to see you all. Widow Project in Bangladesh is not everybody understands, because in Australia you get pension. If you become a widow, you get pension from the central link, but Bangladesh haven't got any facility for that. What happened on woman when she lost her husband? It'd been forced to her family to get back with the children. And when they come back to the family become a burden for them. And they cannot afford their meal, and another daughter with 3 kids or 2 kids come back to the home. And it's becoming very difficult. Somehow they're able to manage to give accommodation a little bit, but no food, no clothes, no future, no education for the children. So when my husband died, 2000, and then I was having a lot of difficulty with my faith. I grew up with lots of faith, and then when my husband died, I said, God, why you didn't save him? I always prayed. And he died with car accident, and I had a little child, and I was battling. I said, God, I need your answer before I buried my husband. I really need that answer, otherwise I can't be with you. And then my husband died on Sunday and funeral on Friday. Friday morning, I said, I can't bury my husband until you answer me. At 4 o'clock, I saw Jesus Christ walked in my house bleeding and said, Lizzie, I created you not to serve all husband. I created you to serve many people. And look at the widows on the street. They are begging, they are abusing, they're getting sexually abused. Children are not, and I want you to work for them. I said, I could have worked for them even my husband was alive. But you don't know the pain. When you don't know the pain, you can't reach to that person. When you know, look at this, when you're by yourself, you're mourning, crying, you have got family, you have got shelter, you have got a house, you have got money, it's still what you are going through. It's not easy. When you feel from your heart, you can't be there. And that is the way I started with my moms and sisters, 2000, with the 10 widows. I didn't hardly had money because after my husband died, I couldn't work. I was very traumatized. And from then on, now it's 500 widows and 100 children get help regularly for educations. And we help, they come in the organizations and they get help with the food. First, they don't have food. We provide food, clothes, blanket, mosquito net, start with. And we focus children to go to school. And then we give money to them to a small business like it, because they don't have any education or anything. Basically give them to start a chicken, pigs, goats, something start with catching fish, nets. Simple, because by the time we prepare and do things, it takes a quite a process. Start with most important thing to bring some money back for themselves. So it's a lot of different way we try to help. Yes, so that is the way we started the Widow Project 2000, and everybody's prayer, and that was a big from Mordialloc, Beaumaris, and everybody prayed, and so for 22 years it's running. Thank you.
Well, Lizzie, can you tell us a little bit about the last 12 months? Not coming out of COVID very much still being part of the reality in Bangladesh. What does that look like for the Widows Project?
It was very difficult, very big crisis during that time, because 2 reasons. Because we done by local Baptist church, they all are volunteer for the project, and we are very grateful for that. And because of the COVID, because government lockdown, as we were locked down, here we get pension and help from the government when you're locked down, not working, getting some help, but there is no help at all. So local people, those people are like selling vegetables, selling nuts, catching fish. They were not allowed to get out from the home. And it was very difficult, even though we were trying to send money for them, it was very difficult to distribute. But it's still like 4 or 6 church people, oh my God, they put it front, they put their life there to do the work. They checked each family where to go, and plus on top of the flood. So it was a devastating situation. And the biggest crisis was the food, because hardly can organize any food. So ended up, because of their volunteer help, we did able to organize 3,000 food container for the family, basic food like a 25 kilo rice for the family, oil, potatoes and salt, and basic needs like lentils, so at least they can have a meal. So, just totally, it was devastating and big crisis and plus sickness, all sort of things. So it was, we still would not able to stand if it is no volunteer working.
So you spoke to us a little bit about your volunteers in Bangladesh, those coming from the Baptist Church, and I understand you have other volunteers as well. How can we be praying for them at the moment?
Sure. Pray for their safety, because safety is very important, because when we are sending money, they have to, the particular person, 2 people, pick that money, we transfer from here. And because it's crisis everywhere, by the time take that money and go to that place, it's quite risky. So they sometimes tuck it inside their body, things like that, and then by the time they go and collect all the food, things like that, it's quite dangerous. They put their life there. So pray for their safety, pray for their well-being, mental health and well-being, and strength and spiritual guidance.
Now, Lizzie, the project that you've nominated for fundraising this October is the Meals at School program, $4,000 for that. Can you tell us a little bit about that program and why the funds are so needed at the moment?
Sure. Thank you, Kat. This school is almost 90 children comes, most of them from the widow children and from the slum. They basically sleep on the street. We provide the children free schooling. They're very, very keen to come to school. We mainly focus a lot of girls, because in Bangladesh, children get married by 9 to 11, and it's devastating and very hard, because they are burden. Basically, they think it's a burden for the family. So we're very focused on the girls, that they don't get married by 10 or 11. So if they get education, at least they can do something up to year 12. They can do some teaching or do something, little business they understand. So we very much focused on that. So 90 kids comes. We provide textbooks, schooling, clothes, and other things. But the thing is, we can't provide everything. But they come to school hungry. They can't focus study. But they're so keen. They come to the school by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They're sitting there all until the school they open. So we try to provide some food, but we are struggling in that regard. We are providing a little bit like give a banana or a boiled egg lunch times every day. So we are mainly thinking and praying, regularly provide a lunch for them. So I just minimum thought, regularly even a lentils, bit of rice, something, for the lunch at least to go through the study and things like that. So that's the main focus. This will pray for that. So our target to provide this 90 children every day something during the lunchtime. Thank you.
And it's amazing that little amount of money can really feed 90 children for a year. That's pretty remarkable as well. And finally, Lizzie, you're doing all of this work on top of your full-time job, on top of all the stuff you do with the Noble Park Karen Baptist. How can we be praying for you? Because it seems like a lot.
God knows the timing. I have got a daughter, and she grown up she about to be turned 24. And the other day, a few months before, Mom said, how do you feel if I move out? Because after my husband and me and her all the time. And I said, yes, it will be hard, but maybe it would be a good experience for you. And she took initiative, and within a short time, she moved out with a very good friend. She works in the Alfred Barnett, another friend. So Bentley, not far. What about if I move very close to you, and then I can see you, and then in the meantime you can get a bit of break. And she moved out, and ended up I was with 2 cats. So I had a lot of bit of a space in the house. Yes, but ended up she took the 2 cats too. So it's kind of reduced my a lot of work. Even though she was 23, I was still doing washing, cleaning, a lot of work, cooking. So nowadays I don't do this sort of work so much. But I try to keep it balanced. I work a month and a half, because after this church I'm going for 3-4 nights in Phillip Island for a little break. Every 2 months I try to take a little bit of break and rest well. And just when I feel tired I stop and thank you. But everybody's helps. Like Gina cooked me some soup when I was really busy. Yes. So thank you for supporting.
And how can we pray for you over the...
Yeah, pray for my spiritual growth and health well-being. And because certain stage of your life you go with a health bumpy. Yes, and yeah, that's basically it. Wisdom and guidance and spiritual growth. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for all of this kingdom work that you do, Lizzie, and thank you for coming and sharing it with us and opening us up to this whole part of the world that we maybe didn't know about. So thanks for today, and thanks for all the other days and everything you do.
Thank you for inviting me. Thanks to all of you very much.